In this video, I'll be updating Minecraft from the oldest version, from, well, something like this, all the way to, well, whatever the hell this mess is. This entire video series was based off of Jason the Smarty, so check out his videos. Let's get straight into it. So basically I create the world and the spawn looks pretty nice. I decided to lay down my new base. Now I wanted to make my own little, like, let's just say infinite water source. So I made this dumb mistake of running all the way down to the beach behind my house and then grabbing a bucket of water, which it turned night, so that's not good. Definitely not good. I dig up a little hole for my water source because why not? But I accidentally added, well, not really added, but dug up this little part of it, which nearly costed me dearly, since your items disappear when you die back then. Now, here's where this exact part is the first time the game ever, like, crashed or, like, froze or whatever you want to make it as. Now here's the part that actually kind of shocked me, is that none of my data was ever erased. I pick a fight with a nearby spider and nearly got myself beat up because of it, but at least I triumphed from the battle. Oh well, sun rises for the last time on this version. You know what this means? Updating time! Welcome to Alpha 1.0.5. Now in this version, from here on out, I basically build some kind of building or structure, and also try to, like, load some more chunks to see how the world evolves. Now, only problem with that is that might lead to a bunch of chunk errors, but it should be fine. It's not like anything bad's gonna happen. But I basically start out by planning out and making a little road that, like, branches out all the way to where I want my little village. Yes, I am gonna make a village. I also want to start some kind of branch mine to get me lots of stone. Also, I did kind of run out of gravel at this point, so I need to get some more. I find the spot right here to build my first house in my little village, besides my own, of course. And I just decided to make one of the old village huts, like the small ones, but it's like, really, you can't really build much with this version. So I just start off with a basic thing. Also because they're simple to build. So this was a good decision. As I make some more progress with my house, I have to do a lot of stops to chop down some trees, since the old huts had actual logs on the sides and corners, so this would need a lot of wood for a basic little building. I do the finishing touches to my house, and now it is, well, somewhat complete, because I still had to do the flooring, like, because they are not made of cobblestone on the floors, and also the stair at the front, windows, even a door. So I still had a long ways to go on that. Well, not really, but Since I needed more gravel for construction projects and maybe even parts of the road, I did need, well, not really road, I would say town. I mean, just town sounds a lot better. But I did need more gravel, and honestly, it wasn't a good thing if I didn't have gravel. Otherwise, if without gravel, me be sad. And me be sad, not good thing. I decided to go strip mining for stone and maybe even some minerals, but as always, every time you go strip mining, you end up finding everyone's worst enemy. As you see here, this is lava. Lava bad. Lava caused destruction and like devastation to objects. I tried to mine around it, but obviously from the looks of it, it was a little big. And I didn't want to deal with that since there's no beds back then. So I don't want to end up having to respawn on like far away from my house to where I can't even find it. And yeah, that was one mistake, is I never marked my actual spawn or house. At this point, I also decided to work on a little farm, and I also remember that, well, as soon as you walk on it, the farmland gets destroyed, so I need to make a wall around my farm. And I wasn't aware, and I was too lazy to check that fences existed, so I ended up just making a little cobblestone wall thingy, which honestly is a little bit better since at least skeletons can't shoot me while I'm in there, so that's one plus. After a mining trip, it was nighttime, so I decided to cook the iron I found. Well, not really found during that mining trip, just found earlier, but I was, again, too lazy to do stuff. So, yeah, I pretty much just cook it during the night. And I also decided to cook some of my pork chops I had lingering around my chest. I come over to my little hut that I was building and add some finishing touches, such as glass. Okay, I have to mark every single build I make. That's just how it works. And of course, I had to add the version, so at least it's not like, I get confused that, oh my god, is this like alpha, is this beta, is this release? I came down to the mines to check out my little sheep that I had that spawned in there, but for some reason it disappeared. It must have despawned or something. I at least want to come down here to pay the respects for the guy because I didn't even shear him or anything. I didn't kill him. I didn't punch him to death or whatever. But I mean, I had to pay my respects. And then I added a sign showing my respects to the guy. Poor sheep. I even had the balls to go outside in the middle of the night and then grab one little dandelion only to place that on the sheep's grave. I was about to step outside and then this pig nearly gave me a heart attack, me thinking that it was a creeper. I finally step outside of my little house just to head over to my farm and enjoy it because I know with this cobblestone wall. As I do nothing but stare at the moon for the last night of the entire version, I just punch at it, even though it ain't gonna do anything, but still, it was worth it. I had to take a break from watching the moon because one of my crops had just grown. As the moon sets and the sun rises, I decide to step out with my sword in case a mob tries to harass me, which was a smart idea because I see a zombie right there. For some weird reason, I suck at PvP back then. But anyways, this is the end of day 3 of the entire version, Alpha 1.0.5, and now we move on to the next version. Yippee! Since I forgot to record for the beginning of the version, I end up starting recording at night 2, which isn't good. Which means only half of it is actually footage. But basically what I do is I just punch outside and get ready for epic mining trip. While also realizing that just as I catch up earlier, I discovered that you can't make wool armor anymore. Also, I made this cool dirt house, called it La Dirt House, La Dirta House, whatever. I also made a trail of torches going that way because I found a cave there and also some cows to kill. And of course, as my farms had grown, I had harvested them, so yippee. I pay my respects to the cave sheep, which I will now call Basement Dave, because obviously a friend recommended that. So yeah, I will change his gravestone to Basement Dave later. I do make myself a new set of leather armor now because my old wool armor started to break, which would be a problem since I don't want to go around pretty much naked. So I just make myself a set of leather armor, and yeah, no, I'm not like about to die if a skeleton or something hits me. So yay. I went on a mining trip because I wanted lots of stone for possible later building projects. Also, I need a lot of stone as possible. So I decided to dig in my little tunnel, like my 2x2 tunnel, which is gonna be what I use to mine with now. I keep digging until I bump into the surface because apparently I was digging this right on sea level. So that's funny. I branch off of the main tunnel after hitting the surface, and I decide to make a little staircase down for actual like stone mining, not that close to the actual surface, which was already weird enough. I decide to cut down these trees I ended up bumping into, which was pretty good for wood, and also saying I might be able to build something later on there. I make quite a few pickaxes and shovels for more landscaping since I had a long ways to go. Also, I wanted to load up as many chunks as possible within each version. Not as many to where it's like impossible to load new chunks after, but just enough to where you could actually see progress through the updates, so that's a plus. I return home to make a few torches because I just ran out, and then I head back to my little mine. As I was making a fancy little exit, a sheep spawned in my little tunnel, and I was thinking, could this be Basement Dave's second form? And then I decide to kill it because obviously, why not? Which I feel kinda mean. I work on my little tunnel a tad bit more until I bump into the surface again, and this is not a good sign for me because my poor sanity is gonna have to build out all the way there. I also want to make some cool underwater part, but then I would have to find out where's sea level again. And as it approaches night, I just head back all the way home. But on second thought, I decide to work on my other side of tunnel, which pretty much goes underneath the ocean, because that's for mining stone, which honestly would be a lot better when it comes to actually mining blocks. I also bump into an entire gravel patch that's pretty big, so I decide to just clear it out and also find some coal and minerals whilst doing so. Let's just say all this gravel would be pretty useful in the future, so yippee. As it becomes daytime, I decide to head back home since, well, the day and version is over. Well, not day, I would say night, technically speaking, but still. I mean, one day is 24 hours in real life. In game, the 24 hours would technically be like 20 whole minutes in real life. So technically it's a day. Not really a night, but still, same difference, whatever you want to call it. This is the end of this version. Now on to the next version of Minecraft. Welcome to Minecraft Alpha 1.0.14. I start out by deciding to mine some stone for my cool little like cross ocean thing, which would be a pain already looking at it. I also found some iron along the way, which is already pretty neat. One good way to start my version. I decide to work on my little mine thingy, and already I made some good progress. Yet, I do make a dire mistake, and that'll come later. Since large trees started spawning, I decide to cut one down, which gives me quite a lot of wood. Chicken! Die! Ah! Let's just say I made a pretty terrible mistake by accidentally building the part of the little bridge thingy on the wrong side. I got pretty mad at that, and I still don't forgive myself. I had a pretty good harvest on my farm though, so that's a plus. I mined some more stone because stone equals good, good stone equals happy me equals more motivated to do stuff like this. My progress looks pretty good so far, as I decide to head over to my little island thingy that I had just discovered, so yay. I also kind of want to do some stuff there, like expanding my little tunnel. Also, let's just say I also had to clean up the mess that I made before. I also work on this next part of my little tunnel mine combo thingy. And first I had to excavate parts of the hill. And starting this point, I'm pretty sure the terrain just goes down a little bit, unless I bump into actually fortunate parts. I also wanted to decimate the local forest population, because why not? Also, I needed wood. And I'm pretty sure people are like, why are you hurting the environment? Well, I want a house. I want more cool builds. No one can do crap about that. I must have wood. I made quite a long journey all the way back home from the island because it started to turn night, and that's something I didn't want to be around. I didn't want to cut any wood while it was night. God, I had a voice crack back there, and I think I just had one again. Oh my god, my poor neck! I finally make it back home after holding on to that wretched W key the whole time. Ah! Bro actually wanted to shoot me through my own door, and he somehow succeeded with that. I mean, this is kind of stupid how it's like, apparently they could shoot me through my own door. I mean, I guess the logic does kind of make sense as there's holes in there. And the skeleton started humping the wall instead. I finally put revenge on the skeleton and watched my door get very damaged by it. All those arrows got annoying. Also, my leather armor kind of got damaged in the process. I've become responsible of the deaths of a few creepers. Also, this is the next day, which means it's the end of version alpha 1.0.14. Yippee! So then I just leave the game, and now we move on to the next version. Yay! I start the version by decimating a few creepers, and I don't think they like that, but then again, I don't want to risk blowing up my own base, okay? I also start mining some cobblestone because I need stone. I work on my next little house in my little village thingy for the version, since I never done one in a while. I cooked some iron because I had a whole bunch of iron ore waiting to be smelted, so at least I get that done. I pay my respects to Basement Dave because I haven't done it in a while, and I also make sure to take my little hat off and also disarm my sword, just to make sure it's very formal and nice. I also spider-proof my farm because I don't want those little insects getting in my base. I also throw some stairs on the ground because I decide to laugh at how big the items are when you actually put them on the ground, which for some weird reason they're bigger than their actual stone block, which is weird enough, and then I start throwing things around because I was bored. I also end some arachnid's life, and I realized that looks like there was stirrings, it's just I was very unlucky at the time, or they just weren't added. I don't really check the changelog that much. Speaking of which, the sun's rising, and you know what this means? It is time to move on to the next version. Let's go! Actually, that was really dumb and cringe, so sorry about that. But anyways, now we move on to the next version. Stupid thing. I was sick as I'm making this version, so my voice around this point is gonna get really off. And I might have to do a bunch of takes, so who knows? In your perspective, this could easily be my 1000th take. I go on a mining trip and score some coal, so that's good because I was running out of torches at the time. It was about time I added another floor to my base, or pretty much upgraded it because it was starting to look weird. Also, back then the stair placement was very terrible, and they were also glitchy to break. It's like, holy cow, help me. I didn't really do much throughout the entire version. Also, Dummy God 80 was causing a bunch of trouble in the server, so I wasn't able to fully complete it, but as you see, that was terrible breaking for the stairs. So I guess on to the next version, because I wanted to get this entire thing over with. Pronto. I start the version by trying to fix my little staircase thingy. Since the placement was extremely weird, it depended on what wall, I guess, and I wanted to make the second floor have a cool, like, nice and comfortable entrance, you know what I mean? I also find out that apparently I have sound all of a sudden, which is a surprise, I would say, since all of a sudden in the middle of recording this, it just turned on, which is slightly concerning, but then again, at least I have sound now, so it gives some life. There was a spider right outside my window, so I just start taunting it as it tries to jump up. And from the looks of it, I don't think they can climb yet. So that means I spider-proofed my little farm for nothing. Also, but then again, at least in later versions, they won't come in. So that's a plus. I have a lot of pluses that are random, but yay. There was also a creeper camping outside, so I also got a little scared at that. I decided to go through the quote-unquote back door, that's literally just in part of my tunnel, but I guess it can serve as a back door, because I did not want to go through my front door, because I was afraid my house gets blown up, and that's not fun. So, also I realized that looks like the creeper kinda despawned after killing the spider and zombie. Not again. The music kinda turned on in the middle of this, and I know that there's background music. Since I'm the editor, so I decided to turn the music off because, oh my god, did I seriously mispronounce off? God dang it. I finished parts of my new little floor, which I call the observatory, because I could see, well, when it's daytime, because I can't see crap when it does that. Oh yeah, time for satisfying things to happen. The plop sound. Well, that was satisfying. Also, there seems to be this weird feature that when you crouch around and then walk around, it would just randomly, it would basically register every footstep sound, and then it would just sound like some kind of machine gun. My finger is gonna regret this, but I decided to hold on to that shift key pretty much the whole rest of the day, and onto, the whole night. And my poor finger did not like that at all, so I guess I'll see you, later. Still going. My poor finger. And it is time. That's how long I held on to it. Anyways, on to the next version. Yay! I started by killing this spider outside because I did not like the way it was staring at me through my own window. Also, my armor did kind of take a small beating from that, so at least I killed it though. I decided to go mining because obviously it's not a bad thing. Also, I want to grind for some stone so I can make a cooler base. So yeah. I decided that I wanted to make several chests because I wanted to, let's just say, make a nice storage system. Because things started getting very unorganized. Also, I had nothing else to do because I can't go outside because there's creepers camping outside of my lawn thingy. I organized one of my chests for stone because why not? Also, I plan on taking a lot of mining trips, so really it's actually pretty useful. Also, with the new grass, that means creepers aren't able to blend in with the new grass and leaf color. Yet in fast graphics now it looks ugly as hell. Is it just me or is it that it used the old or the new explosion sound? Even though I clearly remember the old explosion sound being different. I make some iron armor because why not? Time to go mining once again. Yippee! I decided to rename the grave sign because why not? I decided that I wanted to cook some of the iron because why not? I watched the sunset, well actually sunrise, so then I could start up the next version. Yay! I guess I'll see you there. Also, by the time I was recording this I had hiccups, so yeah. Let's start out with the part where I murder that spider outside of my door, which I somehow am too scared to kill, even though for some weird reason, well, actually it does make sense, I do have arachnophobia. Anyways, let's move on from that subject. I create some kind of room for a nether portal that I want to add because, well, actually, technically, and even though I don't know if it's cheating or not, if I can predict whatever's in the next version, but I do know that version 1.2.2a, pretty much every time you click F4, you could actually spawn a nether portal, but this is alpha 1.2.1. God dang it, it's getting hard saying all these numbers, but yeah. Pretty much, I want to make a little room. I am not kidding. I think that gave me a heart attack or something like that. Because I also took more damage by falling off into my little staircase. Because let's just say this is the first time my house has ever been massively destroyed in an explosion. But then again, it was probably about time I remodeled. But still, I'm not happy with this. So yeah, I hate creepers now. Because of this creeper, I decided that I wanted to make an outer wall in my base to prevent these mobs from camping near my door. Because I am not happy with the explosion at all, so I want to protect my house. I mean, the wall probably wouldn't get hit because I'd be inside and they probably won't see me in there. So yeah, and I also want to light up the whole area before they spawn inside. But now I'm basically going to move to making an entire fort. Because I'm still not happy about that explosion, even during editing. It's like, I swear. Even though I already hated them, I now hate them with a burning passion. So yeah. I decided to harvest my farm and it's gotten a lot bigger than earlier in this video. So I'm glad to see it grow. Also, I didn't have my hoe with me, so I can grow it a little bit more. And I might have to make another foreshadowing moment. But yeah, I'm also now officially scared of the creepers and stuff. And also mobs, so yeah, I didn't want to step outside. I'm just gonna stay in this. And screw it, I'm too scared to go out. I guess I'm gonna have to tear through my own house. A sigh of relief comes out of my mouth as I finally make a good, spot. Also just in the right time because skeletons can apparently shoot you through your own door. So I am now safe from any monsters and intruders that want to kill me. So I start dancing while crouching and doing that weird lame stuff. I go out through my quote-unquote back door to, well, actually from what I learned, it looks like they seem to despawn. Well, I hope. well, I actually do hope that they did despawn because I don't want to have to deal with creepers. Because I think I have creeper phobia or whatever the heck it is. But yeah, I go out there and try to deal with those monsters outside of my house. And to make sure it doesn't explode. And also cleaning up after these dead zombies and skeletons and stuff. As I foreshadowed earlier, I make a second floor to my little farm. Because, well, I don't want to expand my own wall. Because that'd be a lot of work. And plus, second floors are pretty nice. And also, the taller I make my base, easier it is to see. Like, whenever, like, I get lost. Even though I don't want to get lost. Because I don't think there's coordinates back then. Until a later version. So, yeah. Making a taller base is better. Yeah, I did finish my wall, but now I need to add some doors on the outside, but these stupid spiders keep on coming up to me and ruining the process. So I make a run for outside, collect the egg I saw outside, and ran while being pursued by a creeper. And I tried to spam the door, but let's say my adrenaline screwed me over and now there's probably a creeper in there. So, for the next few minutes, I got scared going back up there, until... Yeah, that kinda scared me, so I decided to let my adrenaline get to me and place a dirt block there. Luckily, I never missed. Well, actually, technically, since I made it 2 blocks tall, if I made it too high, then he could have easily got down. Luckily, I had plenty of dirt, so I'm fine. And then I just killed the creeper really cowardly. Even though he nearly exploded a few times, like actually. And I didn't want my staircases and stuff to explode. And I'm pretty sure there were chests nearby. And I didn't want to clean up after that. Oh well, time for mining. And, oh hey, wait, are those diamonds? Let's go! Well, sadly, I was trying to clear out this lava so I could at least continue strip mining. But fate was on my side today, so I ended up getting some diamonds, and you want to know how much I got? Well, we got 1 and 2. We got 2 whole diamonds, enough to make a sword, and the more useless option, a hoe, because all you need is a stone one, let's be honest. Well, it's time to mine some redstone I found right here. I wonder what happens if I go down there by accident. Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow, this version must really love to give me mini heart attacks. It's like, this lava burning stuff didn't even go on until I got up to like 4.5 hearts. My base is now officially secured with a new wall around it. Yay. I'll work on the surrounding wall to my second floor of my farm, but luckily I didn't have to make it really high on the part where it's actually protected. But on the other parts might be a good idea since the farm area is slightly a bit elevated, so I simply elevate it on other parts, which is a good safety concern that actually saves me. Well, I guess it's time for the next version, and I had to end it early because, well, it was pretty late. This is Alpha 1.2.2, where if you hit F4, this happens. It literally spawns a nether portal, which is extremely cool, but it didn't really spawn in the place I wanted it to, but I mean, it was pretty cool how it spawned in front of me. Jeez, I do not remember the nether being this scary. Like, holy cow, at least I didn't spawn on top of a blazing pool of lava, am I right? I decided to decorate the overworld portal because why not? I also want to add this little part of my town thingy where you just spam F4 and then now we have nether portal land. But little did I know this would cost me dearly. I'll work on my nether base out of cobblestone to make it ghast proof. And also, once I told you that it would cost me dearly, yeah, those portals kinda took me to the wrong area, as you would see right here. I literally spawned right outside of my house in Portal Land. So yeah, this is not good. I make some TNT, blow up the portals using the power of TNT. Also, I didn't have to even flint and steel. All I had to do is punch it and bam. Those portals are gone. Plus, I get free blocks. Yay! I make more TNT. Attempt to blow up the remaining portals. This one stubborn portal wouldn't shut off. I grab my iron pickaxe and break one of the blocks to the portals. That was one of the biggest wastes of my time, I should say, since I had no diamond tools whatsoever. So I was mining that whole time and I get nothing out of it. But at least I get to go home safely. Not have to worry about walking all the way back, but still, I hate this portal. I make a stupid mistake by sealing up my entire, portal base. Until I realized that I never made some kind of doorway and I didn't bring my pickaxe. Remember kids, always bring your pickaxe, you never know when you need it. Another waste of my time, I casually break 2 blocks with my own fist and it's not a good experience, believe me. So I wasted my time 2 times in this entire version. Only time wasting it doesn't do though is I guess at least it lets you effortlessly place portals by clicking the F2 button, so that's a plus. I grind for netherrack because, well, why not? It's like, why not do whatever I want? It's that simple. Why not? I make some random point that makes absolutely no sense. But anyways, I need netherrack for decorations and buildings and cool fireplaces and crap. Well, I basically decorate this room and not really do much later. I go over to my farm to expand it, but then the stupid pig spawned inside of it, and now I'm furious because he trampled not all my crops, but most of my crops, and, well, not most, I say some, but still. He probably ruined an entire good harvest. The last thing I do in this version is pretty much expand my farm and make it a little bit taller by also adding some dirt so I could actually grow some crops in it. So I guess we move on to the next version, even though there's plenty of footage left. There's around 10 more minutes of footage left, but still, I do nothing, literally nothing. So I guess we just end this part and move on to the next version. I start out the entire day by simply getting my ass beat up by an entire spider. I simply exterminate it. I get my tools ready for another mining trip because, well, I want more stone. I made a chicken in my basement Dave grave room. Also, my voice has been having problems around here, so you might hear a bunch of voice cracks. And also, I might sound a little weird, but don't worry, they'll fix eventually. I vibe in my little fireplace until a chicken started dying and catching on fire, which apparently they had terrible AIs to run into fire like that. I get to work on my sea level bridge tunnel thingy. Don't ask me why, but I just wanted to. I swiftly make an offshoot to my little tunnel thing. It also seems like a zombie spawned in my second floor of my farm, which is not good, probably because I didn't light up the place good enough. I also mark all my new structures I forgot to place signs in. I also completely forgot to mention I found some sugarcane, which back then they were called reeds. I did pretty much nothing after that, and also the sun was rising, so it's on for the next version. Yay! This is it. After about 40 minutes of watching nearly nothing but entertaining content, I suppose you could call it, it is time for the last version of Alpha. I built some kind of thing. Basically, it's some kind of mob protection, because earlier, if you can remember, I made this offshoot in the tunnel. I mean, I don't know if I forgot to edit it in or not, but I'm too lazy to check. I basically go mining. I head back to base to smelt some iron, and also because I ran out of torches. I make a bunch of stone slabs, which I still don't know why. And then I make myself a new set of tools. I decided that I wanted to go exploring outside of my little tunnel. Basically get some fresh air and also pick some flowers because who knows, I might get red dye out of it. And also these are roses, not poppies, which are much better than those weird roses. I also find a snowy biome. I also found this cool chunk error, which went on for a while. And it's also a pretty good one also, which is something I'm proud of. Maybe this is a good spot to make another base. But for now, I'll just count this place as beta because why not? Because it's the most obvious and also so I could keep track of it. Yay, I found a cave. Nah, bro, I'm out of here. It started to get dark outside, so I found my way back to my tunnel. I decided to go mining again. I ran out of spare pickaxes, so I decided to start cutting down some trees, since I may or may not have ran out of wood. I make a double chest in a random spot in my tunnel because my inventory ran out of space. I mark the end of my alpha tunnel, well, the alpha portion of the tunnel, and also I create an offshoot to my new base I want to make. I make a little camp on this corner of my tunnel, even though it's supposed to go straight, but I kind of messed up once. And I also want to make it go through the cool, chunk error monolith or whatever it's called. I make a few windows to the side of my tunnel because it looks cool. Tunnel off to my new base location for easy access in and out of the tunnel, and also so I could easily expand it when I need to. I head back to base, but this is the last night of alpha, so I basically watched the sun rise for the last time in alpha, and then it was time for beta.